All right, guys, welcome back. Hobson's Choice Harleys. We're out putzing around today. So we're back on the knuckle today. We've been playing with the Panhead. The Panhead's about road ready, but we're back on the knucklehead today. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pull this front wheel off, and then these struts here that hold the fender together, they're riveted from the factory. What I've got to do is we're going to pull and drill out these 4 rivets. We're going to take this plate and put it on the outside. So by doing that on both sides, it's going to give us more clearance because I'm too tight to the rocker box here. Once we get that drilled and moved, we're going to have to find center and drill these holes, put a drilled hole through here and tap it so that we can put a bolt to hold this fender on there. So step 1 is to get this wheel off, and then we're going to take this out to the drill press and drill out those rivets and start over. So it's been a while since we played with the shovel or with the knuckle. So it's good to get back to it. Hold on just a sec. I don't like how loose the back end is. So we're going to try. See what that does for us. Got all of this fitted in place, which is good. But now we got to take it all out. Yeehaw! All right, so my spacer went flying. Keep the spacer there. And are we reasonably stable? We are. And I'm gonna pull that caliper off so it don't go flying. And spacer on this side. Okay, so hopefully, oops. Well, goodness. Got myself painted into a corner here. Hold on a sec. There we go. And out she comes. So since we got our last video out, we've got our power run to the shop. So I finally got real power, not extension cords running everywhere. So it's pretty cool to be able to have the compressor has an isolated circuit. I've got plugs and stuff for everything, which is kind of nice. Like this, we're going to drill these rivets out. Like I said, I could actually just take this outside in my carport where I have power now, and we can drill those out. So this is kind of the issues you have. This fender is not designed. The fender doesn't mate to the aftermarket front end. It's a mid-USA front end, which I intentionally wanted because I wanted to run a hydraulic brake on the front end to give this thing some stopping power. So now we got to figure out how I got this out of here. And if I'm not mistaken, I had these rocker bolts out. I mean, it's that tight that the whole rocker has to come off to get the fender in here. And once you get it in, these struts are rubbing here. So I have to take, I think if I just take one off is all I needed. All right, so if I get this rocker off. All right. Oop. Okay, does that give us enough? Nope, it don't. So I'm gonna grab this rocker. So then this rocker, I've got to find true center right there, drill and tap that out. So that's gonna be interesting as well. But you just, I mean, these parts aren't available. I do stuff that's a little different than stock. So it's semi-custom work. Even though I'm trying to make this thing look like a stock 41, it's going to have the hydraulic brake front end, which is going to be really nice to have. But that means you got to take this front end apart 4 different times to make it work. All right. And I have to remember how tight that was so that when I put this together, yeah, see how tight that is? So when I go to put this thing together, I'm going to actually feed it up in here and then make a block inside here that's about a 1/4 inch taller. Basically what I want to do is make sure that I flex these arms out a little bit so I don't scuff up the brand new paint on this, and try and get this all in place in one piece. So if you look here, guys, what we're doing is we're taking these from inside to outside, which is going to give us, about 3/16 of an inch clearance. And hopefully by splitting that on both sides, that'll give us what we need. So we're going to figure out what size drill bit, and we're going to go out to where I've got my polisher and my bearing press and my grinder and, you know, and my drill press all outside. They're undercover, but I like to have them out there because that's all the, you guys know, if you use a buffing wheel or a grinder, you get that stuff and scum everywhere. Let's take this out there and see what we can do. It's nice that we finally got power out here. I don't think any of this has ever been filmed. This is the overflow at Hobson's Choice Harleys. We got a bike there. We got what's left of this FLT here. We got heads and wheels and just stuff for days. So, you know, I appreciate the guys that have been reaching out online to buy some stuff. I've sold quite a few things, helped some guys out, which is nice. If you see anything in the videos, either in the wall in there or out in the piles here, let me know. All right, so we're gonna start. All right, guys, so we were trying to drill these out and we're having all kinds of issues. My drill press, I don't have a way to clamp it in flat, and we've got so many angles. So we're gonna go ahead and just try and grind the fat side of these off, see if that works any better. Okay, so that's gonna work if I've got a battery charged. So we'll just grind those bad boys off, clean it all up, and then I don't think I'm actually gonna rivet anything back together. I'm probably just gonna use small pan-headed bolts and acorn nuts, and I'll just paint those all black or powder coat them because I'm doing black and yellow on the bike. So trying to get away from as much chrome as possible. And I don't have any rivets that size. I've got a little pop rivet gun, but those are pretty good size. So that's first things first, we got to get them off and then we'll go from there. See, we're pretty close. We should be able to drive those out now and get all 8 of them, and then we'll go from there. Woo-wee. Hot stuff, hot stuff. All right, success. So that's what we're trying to do to get that out. And so it was here. We're actually going to go here, which is going to gain us the distance we need. So I want to make sure that I keep that one right side and this one left side. Okay, right side, left side. So now we just got to do probably a little more grinding to get these out, and then we can see what that gained us. Nice. All right. Well, that one's being a booger. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. Okay, so we got 7 of 8, and the one that's giving us trouble. So let's see what's its deal. All right, there's 8 less rivets to worry about, and a bunch of little hot steel shards melting into my rubber mat here. Okay, so we got that figured out, and now we got to figure out what it's going to do and if these 2 holes are going to line up or if I'm going to need spacers on those. Again, we come over here and dry fit it. Okay, so in a perfect world, it would mount right to those 2 holes right there. But that's not a perfect world. If you look here, it's going to hit here. So unfortunately, I got to come up with 8 bolts that we can just loosely bolt these on, slide that up in there, put the wheel in, put the rockers back on, make a bunch of measurements, make a bunch of barks, and then take it all back off again to be able to do what we got to do. So keep watching. We're going to keep playing. Okay, game on. All right, guys, so looking for cool stuff. Here's an S&S dual throat, double throat carburetor for either Shovelhead or Ironhead. It'll run anything, but that's the only intake manifold I've got. But that's a dual throat complete. Those are a rare bird, man. It's in good shape. Linkage all works. Butterflies are working. I mean, it needs cleaned up, but it's all there. Somebody wants a really bitchin' Shovelhead carburetor, there you go. That's cooler than most. Let me know if you're interested. I'll make you a deal on it. So we're just trying to get some of this stuff on, and of course I don't have any of the bolts I need, but we're trying to get it on and see if it gained us the width clearance we needed. And if we got the width clearance, then everything else is pretty much gravy at that point. All right, so again, these aren't anywhere close to the bolts I'm going to use, but if we can get these through here just to hold stuff in place, and then we get that through there, maybe. Oh, I didn't auger these yet.